So we have different types of the PO document types, right? So we have standard document types, PO document types like we have document type NB, okay, document type UB. So these are the standard. Okay, NB stands for standard purchase order. Okay, and this is the document type we are talking about, and UB for the stock transport order. Stock transport order. Okay, for all stock transport order we are using UB, and FO is the framework order. So which we explained about yesterday, right? Framework order is nothing but like a particular agreement. We are it is a agreement like for the non-stock items. Okay, those for the purpose of the we are using framework order. Okay, we can till long time like 1 year agreement. The 1 year agreement non-stock items we are consuming. We are receiving the goods from the vendor. We are okay, non-stock items. So NB, UB, and FO is the standard ones. Okay, if you want to create a customized one, also you can create. Okay, let's go to the configuration first. How we can create a document type. First thing, how we can create the document type. Okay, go to SPRO F5. Okay, and material management. The material management purchasing. In the purchasing again purchase order. In the purchase order define document type. Okay, so I can create my own document type by copying from the existing NB document type. So we have standard NB and UB and we have FO framework order. Okay, so these are the standard one. Okay, other than that there might be some other document types which is we can copy and create the document type. Okay, now let's try to create the one document type. NB document type and select this document type, and here if you can see that okay, allowed item categories, that means what type of the stock, what type of the special scenarios it should be allowed for this document type. Okay, like stock transfer and maybe third party subcontracting consignment. So what type of the item category should be allowed for this document type. Okay, let's create one document type here. Okay, so I'm just creating that. Okay, ZBB, something like just preparing the ZBB document type, which is specially for me. Might be I can write like okay, it is for the domestic related, domestic purchase order related. Okay, or you can write depends on your client requirement. You can create the document type. Might be it's how they want to be created. Like they want to be segregate the purchase orders, right? If they want to be, why we need to create this document type? We have standard document types, right? Why we need to create a new customized document type? Might be the customer, the client, they're requesting that. Okay, I just want to be segregate that. Okay, when I just ordering that in the domestic level, or it may be within the city or within the state or within country. Okay, I just want to be differentiate the number ranges. The main purpose is the number ranges. Okay, okay. In case domestic PO, I just want to start with 4 5, and if it is import PO, then it should be start with 5 4 6 or 4 7. Or if it is consumables, I just not need to be start with 4 8. And if it is just something which is like non-consumables or direct stock materials, indirect stock materials, so like we are dividing in the standard. So we'll be, it depends on the client requirement. So you can create different type of the document types by using the description. Okay, and enter and copy all. Okay, and enter. Now I created the ZBB document type. Okay, now once you created a ZBB document type, what we need to be look into that. In case if I this document type I just need only for the purpose of third party, then I can remove all these things. I can remove standard, I can remove limit, I can remove consignment, I can remove subcontracting and text and services. So if I just remove that, what will be happen? It will be work only for the third party. So whenever I'm using this ZBB document type, okay, I can use only third party. So it will not be allowing for the standard. It's not allowing for the consignment PO, or it's not allowing to create a subcontracting PO. Okay. So this is the one control. Are you clear?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah, Anish.
Okay. Now, when I just go to back, okay, again I'm just going back. Okay.
Every company create their own documentation types.
Where a number of times a number of document types they can create.
Yeah. In my
So
company, also they create start with Z.
yeah, so mostly everyone they will use the jet series. Why? Because okay, they cannot use the standard purchase order document type because it is only single number range series. So they want to be segregate like direct procurement materials, direct materials, indirect materials. They want to be divided like and consumables. Okay, okay. So it is real time. So nobody don't know what is the real time, right? So generally in the real time, how they will create this document type, the purpose of direct consumables, non indirect consumables, and okay, and again if anything which is like non-stock items, stock items, so domestic PO, import PO, okay, like they will create a different types of the document types.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I just allowed only for this one, right? Document type. This is one control item category. So one thing is what we get decided here, item category. Okay. So item category is nothing but like a what stands for what which business which special scenarios should allow. Second thing is here we are talking about a PO document type. Okay, so there was a link purchasing requisition. That means if I created PO, if I created PR, if I created PR with document type NB, okay, if I created with document type, whether if I can convert this PO using this document type NB to ZBB. Means I created one document type, right? So whether I should allow to create the PO for this purchase equation, which is created with the document type NB. So the link between the PR and PO. So you know, right, already PO we can create with reference to PR, right? Can we create PO with reference to
I,
PO? So
I
PR,
create. Yeah, created.
can we create the PO with reference to PR?
Yes, sir. It is possible.
Yeah. So we can create, right? So when I'm created PR with document type NB, when I'm just creating PO by using the document type ZBB, whether system should allow or not. So that restriction also you can do in the here link purchasing requisition document type. So if I see, if I just deleted here all, okay, and I can do one thing. Okay, I just do allowing only NB. Okay, I'm just allowing only NB. Okay, now I'm just deleting all and save. So what will happen for this ZBB document type, PO document type, ZBB document type, okay, the PO should be, the PO, sorry, the PR should be, it should be created with document type NB. If it is created with some other different document type, then system will not allow. Why? Because you are allowing only NB document type. Clear this point?
Yeah, it's clear.
So the second one is PR to PO linkage. PR to PO linkage. Document type linkage. Okay. Now coming to the third one. Okay, this is done. Now, so how we can define the number ranges here? So if you can see here, there is a number range, internal and external number range. Internal and external number range. Okay. So whether you should generate the internal number range or whether you should provide the external number range, that number range series we are defining here. Okay. So go back and you can see here define number ranges. In the number ranges, you can see that you can define the different intervals, the number series intervals, and you need to be assigned this number range series intervals in the document type level. Okay. So here internal number range, external number range. Sir, you can ask one question. Okay, sir, do we need to use the external number range? So so internal number range is system will generate automatically, right? But what is the case we are using external number range?
For materials. Oh, for materials, external number is possible, no?
Yeah, materials it is possible. Why? Because that is I'm creating the materials with external number range, internal number range. That is possible. But PO level, okay, the sequence is very important, right? The PO number sequence number is very important. In the Material Master Record, why we are creating might be because I just want to be understand what is the item number, what is the material number to easily recognize. We are using the material number. We are defining some A, B, C, D like that. But PO, it is a number, right? PO number. So why I should go with some external number range? I can go mostly it is standard. It is like internal only, right? What we referring that standards all it will be internal number range. Then in which case we are using this external number range?
External number range is possible, no? In PO.
Yeah, it is possible external number range, but what is the case? I will tell you. Yeah, what is the case? I will tell you. Okay, at the initial stage when your implementation is done. Okay, suppose my client is implementing today. Okay, from non-SAP to SAP. Okay, but they have already existing some open POs, so they want to be seeing those POs in the my system. Okay, might be in the non-SAP system the number series will be different, or maybe the number will be different. Okay, so from coming to the SAP, then maybe the number series will be different. So it is not necessary both should be synced, right? So, but my client is asking that I have some open POs in the non-SAP. I just need to be updating my PO system with the same series. So at initial stage, what we will do, we'll create the external number range, whatever the series they want, and we'll update the same and the PO, then we'll close that external number range and we'll try only internal number range. Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. So that is the purpose. So that's why you can see some old POs which is starting with a different number series. Maybe something like an series or it is like 1, 2, 3 or series, something different series.
Yes.
Okay. That is one thing. External number range. Okay. And that is an interval. Okay. Now you can see here this is the field selection key. That means you can also control the field selection. That means which field is mandatory, which field is optional, which field is hide. You can do that. Okay, like we are using in the MetaMaster, how we are optional hide and doing that. The same way we can do in the field selection also. Okay, so if you can go back and you can see here there is a field selection. Okay, and here if you go to position NBF and double click on this one, and you can see that each and every level there was just fields required, optional, and display. Okay, so this is like fields restrictions. Clear? So like every field it is there.
Yeah, option.
Clear?
Clear.
Okay, so this is the one purpose. So you can put optional and hide and now again we'll go for document type. Here, so there is a document type. Okay, there is a checkboxes are there. Okay, stock transfer related and okay, enhancements related and returns related. Okay, so there are some options are there. Okay, we'll discuss when there was a scenario when we get, we'll discuss about that. Okay, clear? So majorly we need to be concentrated on that when you are creating document type. First thing is you need to be you need to be check that the number ranges, and the second one is item categories, whereas which item category should be allowed, and third one is the linkage between the document and purchase requisition. Okay. Now what we'll do, we'll try. Okay, you want to be defined as some different number ranges, you can define also. Okay. So in the number ranges, if you go to number ranges, go to sequence, and if you see that any free intervals are there, you can see. Okay, 400 to 400 something which is there, or I can go with this series 2000. Okay, and I'm just creating that 99. Okay, and save. So I have created 99. Okay. Now what I will do, I will assign this 99 to my external number range, my document type. Okay, what is my document type? ZBB. For this document type and ZBB, I'm just assigning my 99. Okay. Clear?
Clear.
Okay. So I created ZBB document type, right? Domestic PO. I can see here the domestic PO. See, now I didn't enter my material document number. Okay, I didn't enter the material number, but it is coming defaultly as item category. Why? Because it will allow only as for this account estimate, right? Default it is coming as without entering that my. Did you see that? It is coming default. I didn't enter this item category. Why? Because for this document type, it is allowing only for the third party. It is not allowing any other concepts,
Okay.
right? If it is allowing multiple item categories, then you need to be select them manually. Okay,
Yes, sir.
clear?
Clear.
That's great. Okay, so this is the way we can create a document type. Okay, so what I will do, I will be allowing. So generally, the third party will create automatically, right, from the PR to PO, third party PO. So I'm just removing this uh, only for this third party. Why? Because someone if they're trying that, okay, I just want to create a domestic PO, they're not able to create, right? So what I can do, I will just remove this one and I will give only standard. Okay, so that we can create like that. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Okay then. What else here? Document type level. Any doubts? Okay. So now coming to the next number ranges and document type, right? Now we'll discuss about the release strategy. So what is the release strategy? Do you have idea about the release strategy?
Yes, sir. But internal, I don't know. Internal what will take releasing code.
This is very important. Release strategy is very important. Okay. What do you mean by release strategy? Okay. Release procedure. It is like we are designing the approvals, approval design, approval design strategy. You can say like approval design strategy. Okay. Whenever you create a PO or whenever you are creating PR, okay, your PO should go for the approval and your higher authority, maybe superior or maybe managers or CEO or CFO, some whoever maybe, okay, they have to approve based on their roles and it is assigned here. So it is basically approval strategy to design for the PO. Okay. Now how it will work? how it will work. So the release strategy approvals how the system will consider what are the factors it will be considered and how it will be generating that what approval levels. So if suppose I have the approvals like my lead, okay, the next one is my manager, okay, the next one is superior, okay, next one is floor in charge. Okay. Next one is CFO. Next one is CEO or finance manager, finance head. Okay, and marketing head. So like we have the different positions in my company. So is that everyone approval required for all the POs? No, not required. Depends on the value. Depends on the value. Depends on the PO you need. Might be if it is suppose let's say we have separate to custom department. They are considering that all the important PO. I should take their approval before proceeding the import PO. Then definitely I have the some. I can proceed only important PO import POs to the custom department, right? So like what we can do, we can also restrict that how what level we need approvals, how many levels we need approval, what type of the document types, what type of the POs we need this approval, we can design that. Okay, now what we need to understand that first thing is you need to be identify that how it should be generated. Like it depends on the document type, or it should be depends on the buyer group, purchasing group, or it should be depends on the net price, the total value of PO. Okay, or it maybe depends on the purchasing organization. So there should be some combinations we can keep, and these combinations when it is generating. Okay, let's assume that my plant 1100, okay, and purchasing organization it's like a thousand. Okay, when these two combination, when net price is, okay, the total net price is above 1 lakh rupees or below, let's say below, less than or equal to 10,000 rupees, then I need approve from only lead. If the same case, 1100 and purchase organization 1000, net price are more than 10,000 rupees and less than or equal to 1 lakh rupees, then I need approvals from lead and manager and superior. Okay, again the same case 1100 and purchasing organization combination and the net price which is more than 1 lakh, okay, and less than or equal to 1 crore or 10 lakhs. So 10 lakhs, then I need approval from lead, manager, okay, and superior and CFO or financial head or CFO, someone. Okay, so like we can define that different levels and different combinations, we can define that, okay, the levels, so how many approvals we need. Okay, so like we are designing this one. Okay, so how we can inform to the system, SAP system. So you should take the plan, you should take the purchase organization, you should consider the net price. How we can explain to the SAP system, that is we are creating that characteristics. We are creating characteristics. Okay. Then once you created the characteristics, so characteristics is nothing but like a we are considering what are the factors for this designing. What are the factors? That means what are the fields you are considering that you are designing in the characteristics. You are defining that characteristics. So simple, if I enter the plan, then system will not understood, right? So you should give that proper table name and this field name. From this is the field name, and you should consider this field whatever the data is storing. Right. So the characteristics which we are defining, then so in the characteristics what we are defining here, we are defining that what are the characters we need to take, what are the fields we need to be considered. Okay. So we'll create a multiple characteristics like for one plant, one purchase organization, one net price. Okay. Then altogether we'll create one class. Okay. And we'll assign this class, these all characteristics to class. Okay, so let's go to the configuration so that you will be understand how we will do this one. Okay. Okay, let's go to this one. Now what I'm doing, the first before going to this one, what you need to understand that which table you need to be used for the PO. Okay, we have the data, we have the structure CE Okay, you need to be remind this one. Okay, you have to by heart this one. CE is for the PO purchase order structure. So whatever the fields we are discussing in the down, all these fields it should be there in the CE. Okay. So from the CE only you have to take the fields for the PO. Okay. And from this is a not table. CE is not a table. It is a data structure. Okay. You can see this one in the S11 screen. Okay. I will show you how we can see. Okay. Go to SPRO. Okay, and click on this one. Okay, so there is a direct transaction code also. Okay, you can use the direct transaction also CT04. So CT04 is the defining the characteristics. Okay, you can create the characteristics, and I'm just showing this table how we can see. If you go to SC69 and if you enter the CEKO, you will not get any results. So what you need to do, you have to go in the SC11. Okay, and enter the database table CEKO and click on display. Then only you can see that. Here you can see communication structure, release strategy, determination for the purchasing document. Okay, communication, release strategy, determination, purchasing document. Okay, so in interview point of view, if anyone is asking about that, what is the communication structure for PO? Okay, you should say CEKO. Clear? The point is clear?
Yes, sir.
And whatever the parameters you are considering here, plan, purchase organization, net price, all these things, it should be there in this table. Okay. So now what I just had that plant. Okay. Let's see that where we can find the plant here. So generally, most of the clients what will take in the real time, generally what they will take the document type, maybe domestic PO, import PO, direct consumables, indirect consumables. So you can take the document type also, one reference, order type, BSCRT. This is one important field, and they will take the purchase organization and purchasing group. Okay, and they will take one more which is like total net order value. Here the plant is there, you can take plant, and total net order value they will take. What is that net order value? Okay, total net order value. Okay. So these are the major fields generally considering the characteristics in the real time. I'm talking about real time. So generally they will take document type, high level document type, and purchase organization, domestic purchase organization, import purchase organization, local budget organization, like so we are defining that, and purchasing group, buyer group. Maybe that for that buyer you should be take the approval. Then you can go with a buyer group, purchasing group, then plan and total net order value. Okay. So anyway, we have one plan, right? Let's take that total net order value and purchase organization and order type. So let's take we'll take example simply document type, purchasing organization, and we'll take the net order value. Okay. So let's I will create some characteristics. So you have to create a own characteristics. Okay. So I will show you how to create. Let's first I'm creating for the document type for PO, right? So I'm just entering ZMM underscore document type underscore PO for understanding purpose, material management and document type and PO. Okay. Just click on the create. Okay. And enter that what is the description here. Okay. PO document type. For release. Okay. Then okay. So here the option is multiple values or single values. That means in the same characteristics. Okay. If you same strategy, do you want to be allowed a multiple document types or it is only for the single document type? So obviously multiple document types also we can use. Okay. Maybe my requirement is for domestic and import. There is the same strategy. I can go with this characteristics. So I can use these characteristics. I can define the multiple values. Okay. Now go to additional tab. The additional tab you have to enter that our data structure database table and I have to enter the field name. What is the field name here for the document type? BSART. BSART. So I just entering BSART. Enter. Then once it is entering this table and field name, the format, the above dictionary, the data will be capturing automatically. Okay, and it will give that data type and other details from the database. So in the data type, say here for this BSART, what is the length? 4. So that 4 number of characters it is, and again data type is characters. That is copied here. Now whether you should go with a single and multiple values. Okay, if you selected a single, then you can enter only one single value in the strategy. If you have selected multiple values, then you can enter the multiple document types also. Okay, that means the same strategy I can use for the multiple document types also. Okay, and other than that, okay, these are the measure, and you can enter the values also. Okay, might be if you want to see that only particular some document types only I should allow, then I can put additional. If I select here NB, okay, then I can have the ZNB, okay, or NBB. So like if I enter that, only these characteristics will be allowed. In case if you selected additional values, then in the future also you can add. If you want to add a new document type, you can add in the characteristics level. Not here in the when we are defining the strategies. We'll discuss that. Okay, clear? This point is if you not selected this one, then only it will display these characteristics. So you can select only these document types. If you selected this additional value, then maybe in future if you added new document type, then that document type you can add it in the here. Okay, in the strategy level. Okay, now save. So one document type, one characteristic which I created. Now again I'm just going to that for the purchasing organization. So I'm just putting like org underscore PO. Okay, purchase organization creating, and click on create button. Okay, go to additional and enter the table CEKKO, and what is the field name? EKO RG. EKO RG. Okay, then it is copied. Okay, so it is copied automatically description, characteristics, and again here if you want to allow the multiple values you can select, or single value you can select, whatever it may be. Okay, and you can enter the values here. Okay, if you not entered the values and if you selected the additional value, later I can enter the what are the required purchase organization values I can create. Okay, So I'll show you this one also. Okay. Then I can go to the next one. It is the net order value. So then total net order value. So let's say TNL TNB underscore PO. I'm just for the purpose of, okay. Now I'm just creating this one. Now go to this additional tab again, selecting the table, and the field name is GNETW. GNETDW. Then it is copying all the currency. Okay. Now here what you need to do, you need to enter the currency also. What is the currency I need to be considered? Okay. If it is euro currency, just you can enter the euro currency. If it is INR, INR. If it is USD, USD. And now if you see that multiple values are single values, okay, okay, you can select that. And again the intervals values, okay, interval values allowed. What do you mean by internal values? Interval values is nothing but like a here, if it is less than 10,000 to greater than 1 lakh, okay, if it is greater than 10,000 to less than 1 lakh, okay, this is the interval, right? This is the interval, right? This is the we called as interval, okay. So if you want to define like this one, you need to be select that the interval should be allowed. If you have not selected this one, then you can directly enter only the value. You cannot enter the between we cannot create. It is only single value, like single entry like this one. So we selecting the intervals allowed. Okay. And if you want to define the values, you can define here, or else you can define later also. Okay. So okay, then save. Now I have created that three characteristics. Now what I need to do, I need to define the class. Okay, the next step is class. So class we can create in the CL02N. Sorry, CL02. So the transaction code is CL02. Okay. For PO release strategy, PO approval strategy, the class type is 032. So other modules, other areas also they are using this characteristics and class. Okay. But for the PO, that means for MM, for release strategy, we are using 032. You have to buy out this one. For release strategy, we are using 032. Okay. Again, we are using these classes different in the batch process. We are using, okay, material class, material variants. Okay, there are different processes are there. There we are using these classes. So that's why the system SAP they provided. Okay, we have to segregate this based on the class type. So class type is the 032 for the release strategy. So it is very important interview point of view. Okay, first thing is what is the first question? What is the communication structure for the PO? The second question is what is the class type for the PO release strategy? Okay. Now I'm creating that. Now I'm creating class. Okay. So I'm just creating class for the ZMM underscore class. Okay. Now creating this one. Now what you need to be? So PO release strategy. Okay, now characteristics, you need to assign the characteristics here. Whatever we created, ZMM underscore, okay, P document type underscore PO, that is one. And we created ZMM underscore POR ORG underscore PO, that is one. And ZMM underscore TN, total net order TNO. TNB, sorry, TNB, I think value PO. Okay, so like you need to be assigned your characteristics. Then in future, if I'm using this class in the strategy preparation, then the system first it will be checked that in the class whether there is any characteristics which is allowed, and the class these characteristics it will be validating while release strategy approval. Okay, clear? Any doubts still here?
Yes, sir.
So now we prepared that. As of now we prepared that. What are the fields I need to be considered for the release strategy? Okay.
Yes.
Now Now we are going to actual designing of the release strategy. Okay, as of now the base we have prepared. Now we are going to design our approval strategy. Okay, now let's go to how we can prepare the release strategy. Okay, can you go ahead?
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubts still here?
No, no, no.
Characteristics and class.
No, no, no doubts.
Okay, so no, right? So let's go to the next one. Actual configuration of configuration of material management release strategy. So go to material management here and purchasing and purchase order and release strategy. And here you can define the edit class characteristics. If you want to go directly transaction code CT04, CL02, or you can define here also. They both are same. Okay, the characteristics defining. Now I'm just going to release strategy procedure for PO. Now I have to define that groups. Okay, so first we need to create one group. Just reference for the purpose. We need to create a PO group. So before going to this one, I want to be clear one point. If any existing strategies are there, okay, one case is the class should be same for all the groups. If you created multiple times, multiple groups, like he created for the services for separately and domestic for tangible and non-tangible, they are created separately, right? Service and product related. Now, I want to go with my own class. If I want to go with my own class, what I can do, I can remove this one class and can I enter that my class? No, you should not enter this class. Why? Because this group already designed strategies.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
this group already designed the strategies, different strategies. It is already assigned. Okay, so make a point here. One thing very important. Okay, if you want to be designed a new strategy or new group, okay, what you need to do, you need to be delete the line, you need to be delete the existing groups and the class. Okay, existing groups, but you should not do directly to delete this one. How you can delete this one? You have to come from down to up. That means first you have to delete all the strategies. Then after that you have to be delete all the release codes, and after that you have to delete all the release groups. So you should not do by deleting directly to the release group. If you delete it directly in the release groups level, what it will be happen? Okay, there will be inconsistency will be capturing. Okay, if you see here, check release strategies. Here the red marks are there. Okay, that means they are not inconsistency. That means it is not properly deleted. Clear? So now what we need to do, we'll remove existing strategies. Okay, from the, so I said right from down to up. I'm just going for strategies. Going to first strategies. I'm removing from here all the strategies. Okay, and I just deleted all the strategies now. Okay. Now again so release indicators is the individual indicators. If you want to, you can block it or you can leave it. Okay. Let's say I'm deleting that. We'll explain that what is the release ID. Okay. I'm just deleting. Okay. The next one is release codes. And again release codes. I'm just deleting all the line items and save. Now I'm just deleting that release groups. Save. Now I have deleted the existing entries. Now I can go to my own release group. I can define my own release group. So let's say I'm creating some AB. Okay, I'm assigning my ZMM underscore PO underscore class. Okay, I can put some description like it is for the what we product related or something. What is actually the group, the purpose of the group you're creating. So approval strategy for approval strategy. You can put it like PO approval strategy or something like okay, PO group for this one, or might be if you want to segregate that for the service separately and this separately, you can define that. Okay, so PO release strategy, PO release group. I'm just creating one class here. Okay. So if you want to create a multiple, you can create multiple also. Okay. Now go back and release codes. So release codes is nothing but like a approvals. Okay. Approvals. These approvers. Who are the approvers? We have lead manager, superior, floor manager, all these things, right? We have to create a. We can define one code. Okay. So like 01. Okay. So sorry, this is the group, right? So what we created in group AB, right? So AB. Okay, then in the release group, this release group, I have the 01 code, and I'm just creating like lead. Okay. And again AB and 02 and superior. AB 03 and C okay, marketing manager. AB again 04, then store manager. AB 05, then finance manager. So like we can define a number of codes here. We can create a number of codes. Okay. But one thing you need to be understand that for one strategy, that means one combination, one strategy, like which combination we are talking about. We are talking about the combination like above 10 lakhs, below 10 lakhs. So this combination. So you are creating one strategy. Okay. You can define only up to 8 approvers. That means you can define for the 8 approvals, but more than that it is not allowing. Okay. So the maximum approvers you can define in the strategy 8 levels. You can create n number of here, but while assigning the strategy, you need to be assign only 8. Okay. And saving here. So my approvers also I created. Okay. Now the release indicators. So how to create the release indicators? Okay, I have to create the release indicator. So what level actually the PO is releasing? Okay, if I have 10 approvers, so if suppose I have the 4 approvers, okay, in what level the system will understand that okay this PO is released, or still it is looking for the approvers, and still it is in the block stage. Okay, even if I approve, but still the PO is blocked, someone have to approve again, right? So here we have to create the release ID indicator or and select this one and chargeable. Chargeable is nothing but like a once if you create the PO, okay, if still someone is changing the PO, the PO is already approved, but still someone is changing the PO. Whether I need to be redetermine the strategy. That means again the approval should be triggered again, whether it should be triggered or it should not be triggered based on these options. So cannot be changed. If you select that cannot be changed means once it is approved, the system will not allow to do any system will not allow to do any changes in the PO. Okay, if it is changed, but you don't require to redetermine the strategy. So then it is no new determination of style. So like we have the different option. Okay, new strategy, new value, how it is triggering like that. You can define that. Okay, so I'm just defining like that. So this is a description. I just putting like release. Okay, and also you can put it like percentage of value change. If suppose it is percentage of the value change is nothing but like PO value is 10,000. So somebody they changed to 10,000 to 10,020 rupees. So again, it is calculating a percentage. Okay, if it's 20 rupees, it's okay. It is not required again approval. If it is more, then like 11,000, 12,000, 13,000, then the system will check that okay, percentage of value. Okay, if it is a percentage of value is more than that, then the system will redetermining the approvals level. Okay. Now the second one is block B. So here the system will blocking this one. Okay, that means still the system is looking to someone to release that one. Okay, so majorly R and P. Okay, now go to now defining the strategies. We have to define our own strategies. Okay, in the which group, AB group, release group, and in the release group we have to define some strategy S1. Suppose strategy 1. So what is the strategy 1? Net price less than or equal to 10,000. Okay, this is the I just defining my release strategy S1. Okay, so that this is the description. We can enter whatever you want to. Okay, less than, if you want to do less than 10,000. Okay, so you can enter less than or more than, or it is strategy 1, strategy 2, like whatever you want you can write. This is the just description. Okay, so what we understood here, for this combination, the first approval is I should have get the approval from lead. So I'm just assigning only one person here. So lead, I'm just assigning only lead. Okay, and just click on the prerequisites, continue, and click on release status. Okay, the first level, even the first level it is up, the initial it is created PO, it is still in the blocking stage. Once the lead is approved, then it is release status, release status. Okay, and save. Then click on the characteristics classification. Why it is coming like this? Error in classification. Okay, so there is some problem with characteristics classification. Let's see why it is problem. But let's see what is the problem here. Please check specify the class or class type in the customizing release strategy. Why it is? So this is the problem actually. In the practice of what will be happen, these are all red colors, right? So might be some classes or some it is restricting that. Okay, it is not properly deleted levels, right? So let's see first what is happening here. So I have created this class. So this is a class MM underscore class and the 032, and we have assigned characteristics also. Okay, then I don't think there is no problem here. Okay, now did I assign the same characteristics? ZMM underscore PO underscore class. That same thing which we are assigning. ZMM underscore class underscore PO. ZMM underscore class underscore PO. Okay, here what I understood. ZMM underscore class underscore PO wrong. This is on. Okay. Okay. Now I assign the class again. Now what I will do, I will go to release strategies and click on prerequisites, continue, and release status, enter, continue, and save. Then click on the classification. Now it is coming, right? Capturing. Okay. Now what is the document type? So my planning is for the document type is NB. So here I just explained, right, why we selected the additional. If in the top, if you want to enter manually, you can enter the manual and you can select it. Then it will be add. If you're not selected additional in the characteristic class level, you see that in the characteristic level we selected additional also. So if you selected then here also you can enter the multiple. If you're not selected, then it will be only display these three. You can select only from these three. You cannot enter manually any of the characteristics. Okay. So hope you're clear, right? Now, once so I'm just a document type NB and purchasing organization. Purchase organization again, I didn't enter anything in the characteristic level, so it is not displaying. Now I can enter manually how many the purchase organization which is required. And one more thing, multiple entries which is allowed. So that means I can enter like 1,000, 2,000, like I can enter the multiple also. Okay, so that is a if I didn't select that, okay, it will be allow only one single entry, that is from the characteristics. And the total net order value, okay, which is less than space equal than 10,000 rupees. Okay, so here you should be think you have to carefully check that, okay, the format. Okay, there should be some space after equal. Okay, so now the currency which is capturing from the characteristics which we entered, and 10,000 less than 10,000 value, and the purchase organization values and document. So when these three characteristics are matching, then the release strategy will be triggered. This this strategy one. Okay. Now click on the simulation and just to check that whether it will be work or not. The initial status is blocking. Then once it is approved first level, then it is released. Okay, just for the testing purpose. Okay, then save. Okay, now one release strategy we created. Now let's create a PO. Let's try, let's check that. Okay, the document type is NB. Yeah, it is matching. And we didn't given any vendor number here there. And for purchase organization, the one of the factor. So that should be 1,000 or 2,000. Okay, and entering details all. Okay, now 1,100 plan, and I am entering that. Okay, here it is USD, it is there. Okay, let's try. Okay, now see if here, if you click on check, okay, if you see that the release strategy, is that capturing here or not? That means this 100 USD, it is converting to the euros. How much the 100 USD is equal to how much euros? That value is matching or not? So that is system will checking that, and it will give the release strategy triggering. Now I'm saving this one. So once you are getting this release strategy, okay, what you need to do, you have to approve this release strategy by using ME29N or ME28. There is a two transaction code, ME29N and ME28. ME29N is for the, we can, at a time we can release all the approval levels, and ME28 is for the, we can, at a time we can approve only one level. So in the real time, we can have only the access for the ME28 for the approvers. They can only release the one PO, right? So they don't have authorization for the ME29. So go to ME28. Okay, I can enter the code. What is the code here? 01 code. Okay, and what is the group? It is AB group. And just executing this one. If anything which is there, the same PO, right? 2018. This is the for the waiting for the approval. So you can cancel the release, or you can release the release and save also you can do, and you can release and you can save. Okay, whatever you want you can do. Okay, release and save. Now if I just go to this one, enter, then it is checkbox is activated. That means it is released. Okay, this is the way we have to create a release strategy designing. So if I created one more, let's say one more strategy which I am creating, AB and S2, and which is like I'm just less than greater 10,000, 10K, and less than 1 lakh. Okay, 1 lakh. So then I need approval for 01 and 02, like 03. Okay, down the prerequisites. The how you need first it is once it is approved by 01, that means then it will be go to second approval. Then once 01 and 02 is approved, then it will go to 03. Once 03, 01, 02, 03 is approved, then it will go to the release status. Okay, then click on release status. You can see that the first option, blocking. So if the pivot is not approved any level, then still the status is showing blocking. If it is approved one level, still the status is blocking. If the level 1, 2 is approved, then still blocking, and all the levels are approved, then it is released. Once it is done, you just save this one and click on characteristics and check that what is the value. So now NB document type and 1000 per organization, and I just need to be defined that my total net order value. Okay, like 10,000 and less than or equal to. Okay, so you have to give the some space here. So let's give the space. So insert, I just need to be insert. Where is the insert? Cannot find the insert here. Okay, we'll do one thing. 10,000 again. We'll do 1 lakh. So again, we need to check that where the space it is there. So I have the space here. Okay. Now, what is defined here? Define one. So it's not numeric. It is so not numeric value. Okay, we'll do one thing. We'll do one thing here. We'll define directly in the characteristics. Let's see how it will be allowing there. I'm just assigning this one, but the value is not assigned still. Okay. So let's go to characteristics. The characteristics level. External and the values here. So here we can see that less than 1 is greater than 10,000, less than 10,000, greater than or equal to 10,000. Okay, then 10,000 equal to it is space.
No.
There were some multiple intervals will be allowed. 1 minute. So okay, I selected multiple. Sorry, I selected single entry, right? That's why it's not allowing. Okay, now then, now let's try again now. Okay, space. So you have to give some space. It should be allowed here. You can enter the intervals also from okay. They have to give space. I think 1 minute. 10,000 hyphen Okay, do you want to be reset the attributes for the characteristic value object? Okay, so like we can give the middle, we have to give the space. Okay, so then you can assign here in the characteristics level. Okay, and in the release strategy level, you can define in the this release strategy the classification. In the classification, you can see these values are capturing here. Okay, not capturing here. We added here. Why it is not displaying there? Okay, so when you are going to release strategy, okay, what you need to do, first you have to check all. So you have to continue and again go to release status and continue and save and classification. Then let's see if we can see dashboard values. No, no entry. Why it is no entry? Okay, we'll do one thing, we'll delete and we'll do again. So AB and S2 and greater than and 01, 02, 03, 04. Okay, and prerequisites and select all the levels, how you need the approvals and go to release status and blocking status. Okay, continue, save, then go to classification and select this one from this combination NB, document type NB, and first organization the combinations will be which we not enter anything there, you can enter manually. Okay, and the total net order value. Okay, okay, let's try here. Why I don't know why it's not coming, but let's try here. So you need to give proper space one thing. So one left. Okay, now it is allowing, right? So I can enter the between the value 10,000, more than 10,000 and less than equal. Okay, and now enter this one. Okay, go to this one and save. Okay. Now I got the creation of this one. So let's try create a pivot. Let's see how it will work. Okay. So document. So this release strategy is very carefully we have to design. Okay. Once if it is not working, then there may be so many reasons it is not working. Okay. So you have to properly check all the parameters and where it is matching exactly. Okay. And now see, I'm just entering that 1,100. Okay. Now let's see if we can get any release strategy. So we got a release strategy. Okay, that is lead we got. So still it is the value within the 10,000. Then get this one. Click on this one. I'm just clicking on that. So what is the value? Total net order value. It is 1 lakh USD. How we will convert this one to USD? Now see, if the value is more, it's comparing and it is coming lead, superior, marketing manager, store manager.
Yes, sir. 4 strategies.
Right? So exactly all should be matched. Then only it will be triggered. Okay? Clear? Any doubts here?
No. Based on amount, release strategy 3.
Sorry?
Based on amount, release strategy 3.